welcome back to another segment of Rate the Leadership. I'm your host, Jai Mays. I'm getting caught up on all my news, so you're going to see me back to back with different shows. Anyway, guys, this is crazy, the things that is going on in the government and all of the stuff that is being revealed. I am just sitting back watching with my mouth open like, I can't believe this is happening. Anyway, we already know about our lovely commandments, and we already know about the characteristics of good leadership. I'm going to go over these right now so we will know what to look for in order to rate the leadership. Self-awareness, communication, integrity, transparency, adaptability, accountability, active listening, collaboration, empowerment, vision, respect, all of these good things. These are characteristics of being a good leader. So let's jump right into this. It is getting heated. It is getting heated in foreign affairs with President Zelensky of Ukraine, President Putin of Russia, President Donald Trump, and also our own local governments here in the United States. What have the Democrats been up to? Well, again, D.o.g.e, Elon Musk and his super genius team at the Department of Government Efficiency has just uncovered so much more. So let's get into this because I don't want to hold this up, guys. Whew, it is getting crazy. Let's go.
Hello. I have some more big news coming out of Washington, D.C. from President Trump, J.D. Vance at CPAC, Elon Musk, and more. And some big names have been busted with billions of dollars in U.S. taxpayer fraud. D.o.g.e and Elon Musk are draining the swamp with Trump at the helm. Thank you so much for joining me and liking this video. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Well, the day has finally come. 83-year-old Republican Senator Mitch McConnell of Kentucky is retiring. According to Politico News,
what? I was wondering when. I mean, he's had so many accidents and mental breakdowns and freezes, and I'm just like, what? When are you going to, just let someone else come in, Mitch? But I guess now's the time. Good. Sit Mitch down. He's been terrible.
McConnell will announce that he will not seek re-election in 2026 later today. While this decision was expected, Mitch McConnell previously refused to step down after multiple health issues, which concerned me that he may try to stick around despite his deteriorating health. Remember when Nancy Pelosi did this same thing? Now, famously, Mitch McConnell froze while giving a speech after he suffered a concussion. And just recently, he fell down at the Capitol, not once, but twice. He is one of the longest serving senators and one of the biggest rhinos in the Republican Party. Former President Donald Trump has announced plans for an audit of the U.S. gold reserves stored at Fort Knox, Kentucky. The intention behind this move is to confirm the presence and quantity of the gold held by America. This has spurred recent discussion and calls for transparency. Elon Musk has expressed interest not only in the audit, but live streaming it, since no one has allegedly checked on the gold since 1953. Like, can you imagine having a bank account that you don't check on for almost 75 years? Like, what is up with that? Many believe that they are going to find Fort Knox is completely empty. Now, here's what President Trump had to say. We're going to go into Fort Knox and make sure the gold is there. And if the gold isn't there, we're going to be very upset. So Trump wants to verify on his own that the gold is there. If not, you better believe he's going to immediately launch an investigation to figure out what the heck is going on, because that gold belongs to America. All right, now things are getting really crazy as President Trump tries to keep his promise to end the Russia-Ukraine war. Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky's decision to block Truth Social has come out. The social media platform tied to President Donald Trump has ignited a firestorm of debate amid the ongoing war with Russia. Announced on February 20th, today, this move underscores the fraught relationship between Zelensky and Trump, two political figures whose interaction has long been shaped by the geopolitical stakes, personal ego, and shadow of the Russian Empire and Vladimir Putin. Now, Zelensky's government justified the ban by pointing to concerns over disinformation, a persistent issue in Ukraine as it battles Russian propaganda alongside physical aggression. Truth Social, known for hosting unfiltered and often polarizing content, may have been seen as a potential vector for narratives that could undermine Ukraine's war effort. Critics, however, argue that smacks of authoritarianism, accusing Zelensky of stifling free speech to control the narrative around him, is what's really going on. Now, Trump put out recently that this is a guy who used to be a C-rate actor and comedian who was able to convince Joe Biden in his dementia to hand over $200 billion with no auditing, no oversight. And now Trump wants to know, where's the money? Trump wants to end it and said, wait a minute, why wasn't there an election in Ukraine, especially where Zelensky only has a 4% approval rating? So the two went back and forth. It got worse when, during a Fox News interview, Elon Musk directly and accurately accused Volodymyr Zelensky of having an American journalist, Lyra Gonzalez, murdered in Ukraine because he didn't pump the narrative that Zelensky wanted. Now, this story hits close to home because there is a death list in Ukraine put together by the Ukraine military, the government, and yes, Volodymyr Zelensky, and my name as an independent journalist in America who has told the truth that Ukraine is losing the war to Russia. I am on that list. That doesn't make me feel good. Literally, there's a government that wants me dead. Well, they did kill Lyra Gonzalez, and Elon Musk accurately pointed that out. So these two big reasons are the reason that Zelensky decided to have Trump not only his platform banned, but he's trying to block freedom of speech. Now, the Trump-Zelensky dynamic has been rocky since 2019. Remember, Trump had his first impeachment over allegations that he had pressured Zelensky to find information about the Biden crime family. Well, it turns out there was a lot of crime, specifically from the Biden family. And so now NATO is at odds with Trump. Zelensky and Ukraine are at odds. So what did he do? He blocked Truth Social as a big punch in the gut to President Trump and MAGA voices that want to see this war come to an end. Putin, meanwhile, looms large. Russia's invasion, now in its third year, has devastated Ukraine, absolutely devastated them. There's been over 1 million dead or wounded, over 10 million that have fled for their lives. Russia, their army has only gotten bigger and stronger, and 24 hours a day, their war machine factories are pumping out weapons. Meanwhile, we're almost 20 years behind on ammunition in the United States of America. So it's bleak. This war needs to come to an end. And then once again, President Trump needs to rebuild the U.S. military from the ground up. All right, that was pretty serious. Let's talk about some lighter news. J.D. Vance had the entire crowd of CPAC laughing. He brought up some really good points. Let's go ahead and watch that together, and then we will react to it. Pull this up. Here we go.
I don't even think we can keep track of all the things you all are doing. In fact, I don't even think the press can keep track of all they're doing. I mean, they talk about the shock and awe strategy. Seriously. So when you're looking at this list after list after list, what stands out to you?
Well, speaking of the press, I do think that we've had maybe more executive orders than CNN has viewers tonight. So hello to our friends at CNN. I actually think that their plan was they were going to go all in on anti-Trump and hope that he could save CNN in the same way that he did, frankly, in 2017, because nobody really watched the network until he became president in 2017. But that's maybe the one thing I think the president has been unable to do, unable to save the CNN's ratings over the last few months. But look, I think that what the president has tried to do is recognize that we have a historical mandate on a few issues. We have to secure the southern border, and thanks to his actions, border crossings are down well over 90%, and we're just getting started. He recognizes that we have to really unlock the engine of American growth. We've got to get back to having a growing economy that creates good jobs and high wages for the American people. And a lot of that goes back to drill, baby, drill. We've done more on energy under President Trump's leadership than I think any administration in history, and that's not an exaggeration. And of course, we're going to do more. And then I think the third thing that he's tried to do, of course, with the help of Elon and all the great folks at D.o.g.e, is ask, what are we doing with all of the American taxpayers' money, and why are we wasting so much of it on garbage that the American people either aren't aware that we're spending it on or don't want to be spending it on in the first place? Like, for example, the stuff that we've figured out, Mercedes, is unbelievable. Why are we spending money on progressive modern art projects centered around toilets in Afghanistan? That's actually something that your tax dollars were funding until very recently. And I think all of us are sitting around and asking, what the hell have we been doing with the American people's money for the last 4 years? Let's turn off the spigot and spend the American people's tax money on the American people's priority. And that's, of course, been a big focus of the administration, too.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about you all, but it feels so good to hear our leaders having actual conversations, speaking actual words and talking about actual issues, like building our economy and cutting our costs and stimulating the economy for the American people. I'm not going to lie. We didn't have any of this in the previous administration. It was like weekend at Bernie's with Joe Biden. And I don't know what Kamala was around here doing, y'all. I'm being honest. I mean, this previous administration was just terrible. So it feels so good to have true leadership back in the White House. Jeremiah 29:7 says, wherever you are, wherever the Lord has placed you, you make sure that you pray for peace and prosperity in that city and in that land. And this is what I pray for, because I live here, my family lives here, my children, my whole life is here in the United States, and I want a profitable and prosperous country. And I do not want it being ran by morons. So it feels so good to have JD Vance. Oh my goodness, this brother is sharp. And I love hearing him speak. He is a true leader. And I am so glad President Trump picked him as the VP. If you haven't had a chance, I watched his documentary, his that's on Netflix, and it is very, very good. And it tells us a lot about where he comes from, humble beginnings. And his story is a story of, if I can make it, you can make it. And we need that in America. Right now, America needs some uplifting. We've been beat down so much about feeling like we're less than, and we need government handouts and we cannot make it without the government. It feels good to have true leadership back in the White House. Let's keep going.
Yes, that's exactly what we want. We want our money going to our country. We want our money going to our citizens, our children, our veterans, our seniors. I love what Trump is doing. If you do, give this video a like or type Y in the comment section. I want to hear from you. All right, now you may or may not know this name, Stacey Abrams. She ran for governor down in Georgia. She refused to concede that she had lost down there. And now she might be in pretty big trouble. A big story coming out of D.o.g.e. Stacey Abrams caught trying to steal $2 billion from taxpayers. The enormous amount of money was discovered by D.o.g.e. The huge scandal revolves around funds earmarked for a group linked to the biggest election denier ever. It's a gargantuan story of fiscal gluttony. So basically, she was the head of a group.
What? Not Stacey Abrams. Not Stacey Abrams. There's no way this is Stacey Abrams, because she couldn't do no wrong. Remember, she said there was no way she could have lost that election. And then she blamed it on black men and sexism, the reason why she lost. So this can't be the same Stacey Abrams. This can't be.
That received a lot of money from USAID and other sources. It then paid her. Then through the EPA, through a green energy group, money was shifted over to 2 other companies, of which she was also paid. So now, just in the last 24 hours, they've been able to go in and link her to about $2 billion in taxpayer money being abused and misused. And how is she doing it? She is saying that it has to do with green energy, how Republicans are destroying the planet.
Green energy, the climate change hoax. See, but Democrats believe this stuff. So, and I can't say Democrats and Republicans, a lot of people believe in this climate change hoax. And I just want people to really know that Jesus controls the climate. He is not going to let man destroy his earth. People have got to understand that. I don't know why people don't understand it, but they're going along with this hoax.
And how her group, but basically it funnels into one company that pays her and then splits into 2 green energy companies that also pay her. And as of right now, about $2 billion. Let me know over in the comments, is this where you want your hard-earned tax money?
I thought Stacey Abrams was oppressed. Wasn't she preaching oppression? Telling us that we were oppressed? Well, honey, $2 billion is not oppressed. What?
When they force that money out of you, when they steal your money through taxation, do you want it to go to people like Stacey Abrams, who are paying themselves a fat salary to solve climate change? I definitely want to hear from you guys. For me personally, I don't want that.
No.
I don't want that to be where my tax dollars are going. All right, let's keep going here. Lots to go through. All right, I have a couple of big stories that I want to share with you, but first, a word from today's video sponsor. COVID.
Okay, I'm going to cut it off right there. So anyway, guys, listen to this. All of this stuff that is being discovered right now by D.o.g.e. What do you all think? What do you think? I think this is fantastic that all of this is coming to light. Okay, we prayed for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and now God is giving it to us. But Stacey Abrams? Not the same Stacey Abrams that was around here blaming black men for her loss. I'm scratching my head on you, Stacey. I got to give you a bad leadership on that, honey. Bad leadership. And Zelensky, that little troll. But I'm going to let these people deal with their own foreign affairs. Zelensky's got coming. He knows what's coming for him because he knows what he's in Ukraine doing. Anyway, join me on the next Rate the Leadership. I pray that you all got some good information and value out of this video. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next segment of Rate the Leadership.